Hi everybody, this is Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to our Wednesday tutorial. We're a little earlier today. I have a meeting at 11:30, so the second Wednesday of every month we're going to try to do this at 10 in the morning. So I know many of you at work. Sherry Lindley's on. Hi Sherry. So as you get on, that's great. You can watch this at any time. Before we get started, I did a drawing for everyone who shared last week. And these are the cards. And our winner is Deanna Barton. Deanna, congratulations. I will bring these to class on Thursday for you. Today I want to talk a little bit about finding inspiration. So I am going to, hi Kat and Vicki, I'm going to flip you guys upside down here real quick. Let's find our flipper. All right, and we'll get that down. Hopefully that's fairly straight. You can see right there. Okay. So when I look for inspiration, you know, sometimes I'll go on Pinterest and I'll look at things, but it's not always just, I feel like that's not straight. That's a little better. Sometimes I just go on and look at current trending home decor and colors. And so I came across this picture the other day and I thought this would be a pretty card. So I used this for my inspiration. And I like the colors. We have wood grain paper. I figured this is going to be a challenge to make something that looks like the tin, but I am up for that challenge. So let me show you the card that I made. This is the one I did. It's got fun heat embossing, some dry embossing, got some coloring going on here, and some die cutting. So this background paper, designer paper, is from the Press Petals designer paper in the annual catalog. This is our silver foil embossing sheets. I'm going to show you how to give it this fun kind of antique look. I don't know if you can tell that it's a little bit splotchy. So I'm going to show you a few of the elements and then we're going to put another one of these together. All right, so first of all, we're going to use our Happy Birthday stamp set. This is a current celebration item, only available free through the end of the month. And then I also use the coordinating dies that are for sale for our product coordination. So I'm not using the cake part, I'm just using the flowers. So I'm going to show you first how I colored the flowers. So I stamped these in StazOn ink. So it's a black permanent ink. And I'm using my watercolor pencils and a blender pen. So the colors, I'm using Flirty Flamingo, Calypso Coral. I use some crushed curry, a little Granny Apple Green, Old Olive. Didn't use that one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you. What I do is color hard where I would normally have shading. Like, you know, if you're using your blends, you use the darker shade. We only have one shade of these, so I'm going to press pretty hard and put my base color in there, you know, my darker shades. I'm not going to color all of these, I'll color a couple. And then I'm just going to, because I don't want to take too much time, I'm going to color my berries and my buds, just a dark shade, and then go back in very lightly. Just go ahead and color the whole flower very lightly in that same color. I already used a little crushed curry on the centers. I colored those, so I was coloring the rest. All right, so then for the leaves, I did olive, and I just put a dark line kind of down the middle, and then very gently color in the rest of the leaves with the light. And then I just did these small leaves with the lighter shade. And that's all the coloring I did. And then you're going to take your blender pen and just go over the whole thing, and what it does, it just smooths and evens out all that coloring you just did. It still leaves in the shading, but it's not quite as stark as it was before. So I love this technique. I don't always do it. I forget. I have to put my watercolor pencils out where I can see them. Then I'll wipe off the blender pen in case there's any color left on there, and go back and just kind of blend your leaves. And I'm not even going to worry about blending the berries because I just want them dark. And that is all you do to color those. I'll bring that up a little bit. Isn't that cool? Very quick and fun. So what's great about the dies that go with this, we do have this big die that cuts out the cake, the flowers, and everything. But we also have this die, which just cuts out the flowers, which is all I want for today. So and it's real easy. I just line up this bottom leaf with this top berry, and it just lines right up. So I die cut, and I already went ahead and die cut a few of these to save some time, but they're super quick to do. In this die set, I also had, there's a cake stand, and then there's some little berry sprigs, which I die cut in some glimmer, some sparkle glimmer paper, and then leaves. Sorry, 2 leaves at a time, and I did several of these in Pear Pizzazz. So great, and I love those leaves and berries. Those go with anything. So if you don't have this die set, it's still available this month. I recommend you get that. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I made the little bucket, the little tin bucket. So I just took, and all these measurements are going to be on my blog later today. I took a piece of the silver foil paper, and in this stamp set there's this little dotty stamp image. So I've taken that, I've taken some StazOn because we're stamping on a glossy surface. I don't want it to rub off. So I just took a paper towel, and I took this, and I'm just going to stamp it a couple times, but before it dries, I'm going to just rub it with my paper towel, kind of smudge out the little dots, because I don't want them dotty. I want it more smudgy. So there's a little smudginess. Then I'm going to dab my paper towel in there and just do a little more. That was a lot. That's okay. That'll look cool. Do a little more kind of messing up of my paper. Maybe even do a little bit on the edges. A little bit more to kind of offset that big one. But I think that's going to look cool. All right. So that is using StazOn ink. Then we're going to use this great corrugated embossing folder. And I want my lines going sideways. So I'm going to flip that upside down and line it up with this little line on the folder to make sure I get it pretty straight, hopefully. All right. Then I'm going to use my Big Shot. Give that a quick run through. Yay! All right, let's get rid of this. Okay, so now we have our corrugated piece. It looks kind of antique looking. And I want it to have an angle. I probably should have cut before, but that's okay. And then when you're cutting at an angle, if you're just eyeballing it, take your piece you cut off, flip it over, and use that as a guide so you know you can match that right up and get the same angle on it. That's good. I just need to know where to start. And I could even antique this a little bit more around the edges if I want, but I think that's going to be good. All right, so let's, we need to do a little heat embossing too. We had heat embossed, I did the happy birthday. On this one, I'm going to do it a little bit higher. I'm going to put this a little lower because I want more of a gap. And then we also embossed, heat embossed the 2U for this cute little tag, but I've already done that while I did the other one. So I'm going to heat emboss happy birthday. Use my embossing buddy, Versamark, my happy birthday stamp. I'm going to do it a little bit higher this time. And this is so versatile. You could use thank you, you could do get well, this could be a pretty wedding card. I'm just going to use some white powder, but it says happy birthday in the stamp set, so that's what I'm doing today. I always need birthday cards. I'll heat this up. All done. I love heat embossing. All right, let's get our snail adhesive. We're going to put this, adhere this piece to our smoky slate, which kind of matches our foil paper. And I'm going to stick it on here before I put everything on to give it a little more weight. And then I put it on an early espresso card base. Do I know where my bone folder is? Apparently not. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and stick that on there. All right. That looks good already. Okay. So next I'm going to, I think I'm going to pop this up so I know where to put all my flowers. And I'm using the ends, the last bits and pieces of my dimensionals. I'm not going to put this up too far up at the top because I'm going to be adding flowers and leaves in there. Put that down just a little further and center it. Okay, so now I've done 3 things of flower. I did the Flirty Flamingo, I did this one in Calypso Coral, and then this one is white, but the plain white just is kind of flat, so I added a little Granny Apple Green in there. And what I'm going to do is just cut apart that single flower that's up there. All right, so when you cut that apart on the piece that's left behind, you kind of need to even that out a little bit so it doesn't have weird little edges on it. All right, and if you wanted, you could even cut apart these two, but they kind of overlap, so I'm trying to avoid that. This one, I didn't even get all the way to the bottom, but that's okay because that's not going to show. And these, it does leave a little bit of a border, so it's nice because it gives you some room to do trimming. All right, so I'm going to lay my double ones down flat. Those are kind of the backdrops. So I'm just going to use a little bit of snail right in the middle, kind of lay those down in there, and I'm going to build up my flowers. And then I'm putting the white one in the back. I might just put that one up like this, because you can turn them around. I'm going to put this one straight up and down. It kind of pops up there. And then my pink ones, see, it's going right in there, so you can't even see that bottom. Put a little bit of snail, pop that up right here. All right, then I'm going to add a few leaves before I get too far. I'm just going to stick those behind. Once we get all of our things in there, it'll be nice and cemented in. These leaves are pretty small, so I think I'm going to just put it, whoops, nope, that's way too much Tombow. All right. Stick a leaf. I'm going to just cut off that. It's okay to die cut your pieces to fit in where you want them to go. Or not die cut, what did I say? Die cut. Tear off those stems. All right. Put another one back there. Okay. Now I'm going to pop up 2 more flowers. Let's pop up this pink one. Yeah, I'm going to put that pink one right here. All right, got to give it a little dimension. And then this one, I don't want it to look exactly the same. So I'm going to cut off a couple of leaves here, because I want it to really look like a different flower. And I'm going to also cut off one of these stems. And then I'm going to turn it this way and pop that up next to it. So it'll look like it's 2 different flowers. You could even trim off a leaf or 2, or a petal or 2 to make it a little smaller flower if you wanted. All right. So I'm going to pop that up there, and then I have, because, you know, I like bling, I like to have a little bit of sparkle. Just put a little Tombow on the stem there, and add a little sparkly one. Well, I thought I had 2. I don't know where my other one went. That's okay. I want to have a little leaf coming down from the bottom. And really, it's just, you know, die cut a few extra pieces and then play around with them a little bit and add them in. If I can find, oh, here it is. Here's my other sparkly piece. You guys know me, I like a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to put this one over on this side. All right. I think that's good because I still have to add my tag. Oh, I knew I had my punch out for a reason. So you can cut this out by hand, or you can use this modern label punch. And I'm going to put it more with a little bit of room left in towards the 2U, so I can put a hole in a little bit of twine. Pop that up. I'm going to flag the end of it. Let's try that again. All right. We can punch a little hole in the 2U, and then hopefully get a little bit of baker's twine in there. I don't have my threader because I like to live dangerously. Okay, so we're going to just tie a little bow right on the front of this. I love white baker's twine. This is my favorite ribbon. I always try to make sure I have like 2 rolls of this always. Just in case I run out, I have a spare. Okay. There's that 2U. Gonna cut off the extra. All right, and then pop this up. I think 1 pop-up should be okay. I'm gonna pop this up right here. And there you go. I have leaves left over. I have some flowers left over. I'll make some tags later. All right. So you can see on this one, that's always like to make 2 because you can adjust a little bit at putting that up a hair. The happy birthday, you can see it a little better. But So one other inspiration I wanted to show you. I'm not going to make this card, but I wanted to share it with you. I'm going to a baby shower on Sunday for one of Kim's friends, and she is one of my Girl Scouts. So the invitation was red, white, and blue nautical. So I said, oh, I'm going to make a red, white, and blue nautical baby card inspired by this. So this is the card that I made her. It's just using some of the nautical designer paper in the annual catalog. I think it's Sail Away, Come Sail Away. Can't remember the name of it now, but I used the anchor and the little wheel from the die set, and then Welcome Little One is from the animal set. So I made two because I want to make at least two. So if you share this video by next week, you'll be entered into a drawing and you can win this extra nautical baby card plus both of these happy birthday cards. So make sure to share as soon as possible so you don't forget. And like I said, later today, I will upload this to YouTube and I will post instructions on my blog with photos and a link to the video. So flip you guys back up. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thank you, Vicki. Let's see, did anybody have questions? If you have questions, I can't scroll back. Sorry, I'm very close. Yikes. If you have any questions on anything, just post it below in the comments section and I will be happy to answer them. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.